Crafted comedy
by Great Wolf.
It's the talk of people in the know. Welcome to the G Block Show.
Let's do this. This was sent in by one of our listeners. This is for the word of the day, okay? Yeah, go ahead. Sock it to me. The word is run amok. So we want the definition. Run amok. Run amok. Yes, it is. It's two words, okay? And what it means is to go crazy. Run amok. And I can try to use it in a sentence. Let's see. I got so mad the other day when I was in a fast food restaurant and they didn't cook my fries satisfactory. They were mushy. They were soft. While I was there, they gave me my order of fries. I said, what the hell? I said, this looks like mush. And I just let loose with this tirade, and ergo, I run amok. I ran amok. That was really good. And let's thank our listener for that great question. That was really good. That was a good one. Okay, now, let's see here. I think we got looking for a joke of the day. Looking for a good one. Last winter, for the first time in my life, so help me God, I decided to take up cross-country skiing. Oh, really? How'd that go? Well, let's put it this way. Next time, I'm going to start with a lot smaller country. Good. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, I tell you what, I'm trying to think of a country. I really am. I'm trying. I've been racking my brain. Been racking something. Yeah, I don't want to go all Howard Stern, you know. But I've been racking my brain trying to think of a country small enough that I really could cross country and in the snow. And I can't think of a single country, you know. So hey, anybody out there listening, if you can think of a country, let me know. What the hell? I might just do it. You've been enjoying another episode of the G Block Show. Crafted comedy
by Great Wolf.
It's the talk of people in the know. Welcome to the G Block Show.
Well, I tell you what, back in the day, you know, these old talk shows on TV. You remember, of course, there's Johnny Carson. That was fun. I first started noticing I was watching all these retro reruns of Johnny Carson with my wife, which is fine. That's what couples do. I don't know about every couple, but you know, we got a little time on our hands. It was kind of funny. It's like, oh, you know, when we were younger, we had to go to bed when Johnny Carson came on. And a lot of the people that were his guests at the time were really unknown. You know, it's like, oh, we're going to Robin Williams. It's like maybe the first time most people ever heard of Robin Williams. And of course, we know he went on to be a big, you know, obviously, big star. So it was kind of fun, you know, to see these people when they're first starting out. So you watch these old reruns. Well, one of the things that I noticed when we started to watch this is how they cross their legs. Is how guys, they go on as soon as they sit down, they're just swinging that leg over the other leg. Yeah, I know what you mean. That looks so feminine. Yeah, well, I think so. I definitely think so. It's like, what are you doing? You know, you're just, squeezing the sack there. But how are you doing it? I mean, I tried. I was like, well, here, I'm going to say, but I'm going to sit down. I'm going to try this. And it's like, oh, my God. It just smashes it all up in there. And it's like, but I would see this time and time again. Oh, wait a minute now. Are you you mean they're just like crossing their legs? So you're just saying like they're just crossing the leg over the other leg instead of like laying the leg on top of the leg, like some men will sit. Yeah. Well, I'm talking about, well, you know, if a woman were to sit that way, right or wrong, stereotypically, whatever you want to say, if a woman was to sit and have one leg and then have the other leg just sitting on top, you know, like by the knee, they would think, well, it's kind of like that's sort of like it seems like it's a male sort of way of sitting. At least I used to think that until I see all these guys coming on these shows, and I mean, they're just swinging the leg right over the other leg, like intertwining, twisting it practically like a vine. And I mean, they do it just as soon as they sit down. I mean, I've seen it time and time again, is they no sooner get their butt planted, and it's just swoop, this leg's over the other leg, and it's practically, like I said, it's just almost like a twisty tie. And it's like, holy cow, really? What is going on with everything there? And it doesn't look the least bit comfortable. I mean, even when women do it, it's kind of like, but okay, you know, women are built a little different, so whatever. And it does look, that to me is just, it looks feminine. It looks really, really feminine. But I noticed that every single guy went on. I mean, it didn't matter who it was. You know, John Wayne, Michael Landon, they all do this. If I wasn't such a success myself, I'd just assume that it's like one of those things they teach you, you know, that class that a lot of people miss. It's like, how do you be a success? You know, well, you guys, you know, weren't there that day because obviously you didn't turn out to be a celebrity success, is what I'm saying. You know, just like a handful of people got taken into that class, and apparently I must have missed the day where they said you've got to cross your legs like a vine, when all these other guys is like, okay, well, somehow they figured out how to work it out. Anyways, I call them, I just say they're all part of what I would call the Smashed Balls Club, but they're a success. So hey, you know, you can't argue with success.
You've been enjoying another episode of the G-Block Show, and we hope you're telling your friends about the G-Block Show. If you have feedback or suggestions or would like to be a G-Block Show sponsor, please contact us at gblockshow.com. Hey, for the price of a fancy store-bought card, I will make you an online video card. You know, an invitation, greeting, birthday wish, get well, congratulations, anything, and perhaps more than what you'd buy a traditional boring card for. I can make it for you. It's great because it's online and it can be shared or sent to anyone and everyone. No postage needed. And I'm sure you'll agree that I'm way more entertaining and lovable than any paper card. And not to mention I'm a celebrity. Oh, it's so easy. All you have to do is go to www.gblockshow.com. And that's all one word, G-Block-Show, and then, of course, a little .com. I'm very salty, and I can't wait to hear from you. Well, I can, but I'd rather not. Crafted comedy
by Great Wolf.
It's the talk of people in the know. Welcome to the G-Block Show.
Okay, now we got some fun ones here. Got some fun ones. These are just kind of little jokes, little smatterings of things. For example, sometimes I do things with names, as you know, and sometimes I just come up with a joke I think is funny. Now, here's a joke. Here we go. I checked into the Hokey Pokey clinic, and I turned myself around. I like that. Some people don't even know about that. Yeah, some people don't know what the Hokey Pokey. That's some younger people, these millennials. Some of these millennials and these Gen Xers are probably like, Hokey Pokey. That's some kind of sex clinic. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's what they're thinking, I bet. Yep, you go into a sex clinic and you turn yourself around. Wait a minute. I don't know. I don't want to give you any bad advice. I'm not trying to tell you. No, you turn yourself around. Yeah, good times. Yeah. Now here's another. Okay. Oh yeah, I get it. All right. That is a real hoot. Well, all right. Well, thank you. But I tell you what, wrong audience here, I guess. All right. Now I think you're going to like this one. This last summer, I went to the Air and Space Museum. Oh, really? I didn't know that. What was that like? Well, as you can imagine, there was nothing there. Get it? Just air and space. That's all that was there. Oh, brother. Yeah, I like that. It really. Yeah, that's good. I like that one. Yeah, no, I think it's brilliant. In fact, what I was thinking, I've got that big garage off the side of my house, and I'm not doing much with it anymore. I don't work on cars anymore because they're almost impossible to work on. You have to be a computer whiz or whatever. I don't do it, so I don't work on cars. So I was thinking about just emptying it out, and then putting a big sign on it saying Air and Space Museum, just like that, charging people to come in and check it out. And they get in there, of course, and they'd say, well, but where's everything? There's nothing here. And I would say, no, it's full of air and space. Just take a look. It'd kind of be nice because nobody, I don't have to worry about anybody bumping into anything. Certainly, nobody's going to steal anything. And, yeah, that'd be a good experience. You know, this is a whole thing. Some people say, well, it's like, well, I can't imagine what it'd be like to go into be in outer space. But they fail to realize we are in outer space. You're right here on planet Earth. We are floating around on this planet out in the middle of nowhere, really. We are ourselves just hanging out here in outer space. Kind of cool, huh? All right, okay. Now, let's try this. I'm going to try this one. I think you guys will think this one's funny. I know it's kind of well, I guess they say a cute joke. All right, now see what you think about this. Out in front of my garage, which is going to be the Air and Space Museum, I'm thinking about because I got to put up like no parking signs. So I thought this would be kind of cute to put up the sign that says frog parking only. Frog parking only.
Why is that?
No, well, now wait. Now, so I put up the sign, frog parking only, and then below that it says all others will be towed. You get it? All others will be towed. Oh, brother. Yeah, well, you know.
That one there is enough to make you croak. That's what I call a croak joke.
Now that's fun.
You've been enjoying another episode of the G Block Show.
Crafted comedy.
By Great Wolf.
It's the talk of people in the know. Welcome to the G Block Show.
Well, did you guys have a nice spring break?
Yeah, it was great. Nice to have needed a little bit of a break.
Yeah, it was great. It was a good time. Did a lot of things that I've been meaning to do for a while. Well, that's great. You know, I went to Hawaii. Yeah, we know. Yeah, I went to Hawaii.
I bet you had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I did. You know, I did. I went to a lot of parties. That was the main thing. That was the reason. Well, that was really what got me there. I'd been invited to a couple different parties. I said, well, if we can just do these all in the same week, you got it. And so they did, which is great. The one thing, though, there was one thing that was a little bit of a confusing. There's no other way around it. There's no other way to say it. Is that you know that the whole thing there is the aloha, because that's when I used to go as a pilot. I of course do the layovers a lot of times there in Hawaii. The whole thing about layovers. Now this is before I was married, but there's a reason why they call them layovers. Oh, yeah, you can pretty much figure what that is. But in Hawaii, it has special meaning because it's like you get a lay when you land, then you get maybe a few more while you're there. So it was layover heaven. It really was. I just loved it. And of course, going out on the beach, it's just paradise. But now there's like too many people there. It's changed. It's not quite what it used to be that way, but it's still pretty nice. But they all say aloha, and of course aloha is hello and goodbye. Now they get mad if you kind of joke about it, but it is confusing. Can you imagine if here every goodbye meant hello and goodbye? So when I'd be at a party, they'd come in and they'd be I'd be in a room and somebody walk in the room and they'd wave, they'd say, aloha. And I'd say, okay, are you coming or going? Did you just get here or are you leaving? Because I'm not sure if I'm just going to be kind of like waving to you. And I don't want to be rude and not engaging in a conversation, just kind of like, all right, well, see you later. When you're really saying hello, now that would be rude. Yeah, right?
Yeah, if I was saying, hi there, how you doing? And you said, see ya, that would be offended. I'd be like, well, what's wrong with him?
Yeah, exactly. So I found myself, invariably, I was always just off. They'd say aloha, and they were saying goodbye, but I thought they were like saying hello. So I'm like, hey, come on in, why don't you have a seat? And they're like, no, I'm leaving. Oh, okay. All right, my bad. And then other times I'd be like, all right, well, see you later. And they're like, what do you mean? I just got here. Well, you just can't win for losing with that one, I find. I don't know. You'd think that of all the things you could come up with, they've got these cool names for all these, everything. And of course, the islands and Oahu and all this. Why couldn't they have come up with something like aloha, being like hello, and then like go ha ha? meaning goodbye. Just come up, be creative. Just come up with something else for that. Anyway, but like I said, I know the Hawaiian people, if they hear this, they're like, well, they get it. I think they do. I think the native people get offended, but it's not meant for that. It's just meant to make sure that nobody is offended, nobody's feelings are hurt when you're like, all right, see you later, when they're actually saying hello and they're greeting that way, or when you tell somebody, no, come on, say, all right, have a seat, when they're like, no, I gotta go. That's how you offend people. So I'm just throwing it out there. If you guys need some, you need some suggestions. That's my suggestion. My suggestion is Goha instead of Aloha. Unless Goha for some reason means something already, in which case, well, we have to work that out. But call me if you need, so go ahead, if you guys need a suggestion, or if you're good with Goha, go ahead and use it. Otherwise, give me a call. We'll work it out. We'll get another word for goodbye in Hawaii. But for now, just remember, if you're in Hawaii, you may find yourself wondering if you're coming or going. Aloha.
You've been enjoying another episode of The G-Block Show.
The gblockshow.com website is a great place to hear your favorite G-Block Show shows, as well as their backstories. And it's also a great place to go and get your video messages or invitations made. Yes, have your video message or invitation made by some of the other very colorful Portland puppets, such as Pirate Hardy,
Hugh Blue,
Mexican Bandit Rango,
Groovy Granny,
Cowboy Sonny, Cowboy Bird,
Boosty Cool,
and others, and for a great price. Be sure to check it all out next time you go to the gblockshow.com. That's GBLOCK show.com.
Crafted comedy
by Great Wolf.
It's the talk of people in the know. Welcome to the G-Block Show.
Okay, now this one here, this is names. You know how I feel about names, right? I just am crazy about names. Kirsten Dunst. That one jumped out at me. Kirsten Dunst. All right. Why would you keep that last name Dunst? Kirsten's fine. It's different. It's kind of neat, I guess. But Dunst, with a T, it's just not. I don't know. It makes me think you're stupid. It's just what it says to me. Just for example, you remember that teacher? I think she got in trouble. I could be getting this confused, but I think she was like a Mormon teacher or something. But she was with one of her students. She ended up hooking up with. Smart, and I thought that was a right appropriate last name for a teacher. If I was going to be a teacher, I would definitely stick with that last name. Because I think it's pretty good. What better name, can you think of a better name for a teacher than Smart? So, naturally, when she was applying for work, it's like, well, of course we got to hire her. Hey, I have all these other candidates here, but, like this one, her last name is Dunst. No. I know she's very qualified, but no, I don't see it. Especially when we got the Smart over here, who doesn't have quite the accomplishments. She is pretty attractive. That's in her favor for sure. But the Smart, that's going to put her over the top. So you just think about it. She goes there, and she comes into class, and right off the bat, if she didn't already get their attention because she was pretty good looking, there's no getting around it. Looks get you a place in life, kid. Really, they do. In fact, when I see someone who has made it somewhere and they aren't good looking, especially a woman, and this is just the way it is. It's the truth. That's not me, people. It's a society. This is human nature. I just know that if I know that woman's got to be really smart. Not her last name, but she's got to be a very intelligent person and have a lot of fortitude and stuff because, well, look at her. So where a woman could be all those things, but if she's good looking, I think most people just go, well, part of it, a lot of it, maybe all of it is because of her looks. So, but the teacher, Mrs. Smart, she goes in to the classroom, first day, hey students, hello class, welcome. And then she goes, and very smartly, she picks up the chalk, and I've got it. when I was in school, I was always impressed by the teacher being able to write so nicely on the chalkboard. It's just not, it's not easy to do. If you have never done it, you don't know. And I myself, there was a couple times I got in trouble, so I'd have to write, do this 50 times. I will never flirt with the teacher during class sort of thing, right on the board 50 times. It's not easy. It's not easy to do it once, let alone 50 times. It's like, God, it's just like corporal punishment here. Anyway, I digress. But it's just so nice. And I just hear that chalk on there. Just tap, 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 tap. So you can just see when she goes up there and she goes, I am Mrs. Smart or Miss Smart. And then she turns to the chalkboard with that piece of chalk and just very smartly, like I said, just really quickly, like, writes it, just Miss, Smart, the chalk dust just flying off her. She hits it, and then she just kind of underlines it. Wow, like, wow, a little bit of flair. Whoa. And then she turns to the class. And it's like, okay, baby, you own them. You own them. What I'm trying to say here is that name sells it. That name sells it. If she would have done all this and then she wrote Dunst, that would have just been like, womp, womp. I mean, she had the class in the palm of her hands, and then she went and wrote Dunst. So I'm just saying, Kirsten, if you get a chance, maybe you can marry somebody, I don't know, that can help you out with that, who has a maybe a little bit better last name. It's just a thought. Just give it a shot.
Yeah, for sure. Work on that, Kirsten. I don't know. You can marry me. If you marry me, I'll change my last name to Smart. Then you can be Mrs. Kirsten Dunst Smart. I like the sound of that.
Yeah, see, you'll get it. I didn't know what to say. I'm speechless. I mean, yeah, I know what you're saying. I get all this name stuff. It's funny. It's one of the things that keeps me coming here. I don't know. Boy, some of this stuff. Yeah, all right. Well, let's move on. Okay.
You've been enjoying another episode of The G Block Show, and we hope you're telling your friends about The G Block Show. If you have feedback or suggestions or would like to be a G Block Show sponsor, please contact us at gblockshow.com. Hey, for the price of a fancy store-bought card, I will make you an online video card. An invitation, greeting, birthday wish, get well, congratulations, anything, and perhaps more than what you'd buy a traditional boring card for. I can make it for you. It's great because it's online and it can be shared or sent to anyone and everyone. No postage needed. And I'm sure you'll agree that I'm way more entertaining and lovable than any paper card. And not to mention I'm a celebrity. Oh, it's so easy. All you have to do is go to www.gblockshow.com. And that's all one word, gblockshow, and then, of course, a little .com. I'm very salty, and I can't wait to hear from you. Well, I can, but I'd rather not.